Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because somewhere around the world, that's truly what time it is. I'm your host. My name is Tony X, and this show in no way, shape, or form represents the political campaign of Anton Tucker. And when it does, uh, you'll know because there won't be an announcement before every single show because that's what producers are requiring moving forward. So before you get your panties in the bunch, before you hear some things that will make you want to cry, I'm going to tell you shut the fuck up and listen to this. Please be mindful this show is for 18 years of age and older. All copyright laws will be respected, but this show is intended to use the Fair Use Act of it. Thank you very much. Please do remember that the New Right Party channel and the New Red Party show is sponsored by patriots like you. And as long as you're sending these donations, it allows me to create the content that will continue to make these motherfuckers sick. As you were.
First is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it. First is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it.
CEO, bullshit, paying for the pussy, I endorse it, riding through the city, that's my all.
All right. We back. I'm back. We're live. All right. We're going to let this room fill up. And I'm going to do a quick monologue before I actually put the screen on behind me and allow you to get the footage that's going to make you fucking hurl. Because if through watching this, if it's not clear to you that the media is complacent in your destruction, now it is. Now is the time to turn off the fucking news. All right? And I'm going to be honest with you. Anything other than Fox is really, really, really tainted right now. And I only suggest like 3 shows on Fox, maybe 4, 5 the most. Other than that, I don't suggest none of that other shit either. They're owned by Disney. There are a few people that have enough love for humanity that they would tell you the truth. Our system has been filled with sick, sadistic pieces of shits. And our media, just like Hollywood, isn't safe. The people doing the reporting are plants. The Sean Kings that only want to come around and use it when it benefits their pockets. When they can write about it and raise money. Same clown told you some white man shot that girl, and then it came out that it was a black dude. Never went to truly correct what he did. Because the agenda is to keep you busy. Is to keep you arguing. Why in the world would they send a vanilli black person? Think about it. The news media, a lot of these people working in it have ties to family members that are in the CIA. Wait a minute. and the FBI and the Democrat Party. Let me pull something up. Before I do that, you know what? No, let me pull that up because that's important. Let me pull that up. I'm gonna pull something up first. All right, let me pull this up. Let me show you the screen. So let me pull this up on the screen. Let's get to it because I want to really tear motherfuckers apart.
The Fox News alert, just do it. President Trump turning up the pressure on Capitol Hill, calling for Senate Judiciary Chair Lindsey Graham to make President Obama testify.
But the senator not sold on this idea. So should the former president be questioned under oath? Joining us now with her take on this, former DOJ official Francie Hayes. Francie, what do you think?
Morning, guys. Well, this is an interesting question. I mean, I think we all want to know exactly what happened during the Obama administration. It looks like there was corruption, misconduct, and maybe even crimes in the conduct of the Russia investigation and in the conduct of the Flynn prosecution. But whether or not President Obama were to testify is an interesting question. I think we'd like to hear from him. But I think first, as a prosecutor, I want to build the case. I want to know exactly what everyone else was doing. He's not the one who's tapping people's wires. He's not the one who's reviewing transcripts. He may be directing people. We don't know. But what we do know is certainly it's his minions, if you will, who are the people that are going forth and getting all this information. And so
she just answered the fucking question right in front of your fucking face. You don't believe me? Let me rewind this a little bit. Let me just bring it back just a second. Let me bring it back a second. Let's bring it back a second. Let me, you know what? I don't even want to hear her talk all the way. So let me see. It's 012. Wait, no. This one is 112. And let's start. Let's go here. 112.
On this idea. So should the former president be questioned under oath? Joining us now with her take on this, former DOJ official Francie Hayes. Francie, what do you think?
Morning, guys. Well, this is an interesting question. I mean, I think we all want to know exactly what happened during the Obama administration. It looks like there was corruption, misconduct, and maybe even crimes in the conduct of the Russia investigation and in the conduct of the Flynn prosecution. But whether or not President Obama were to testify is an interesting question. I think we'd like to hear from him. But I think first, as a prosecutor, I want to build the case. I want to know exactly what everyone else was doing. He's not the one who's tapping people's wires.
Now,
so what we want to know from them is...
She said he's not the one who's tapping people's wires. Now, that's what she said. But then listen to what she said after.
What did they do? Why did they do it? And who directed them?
Right. Well, here's what Lindsey Graham has to say on this.
Hold on.
What we want to know from them is going forth and getting all this information. And so what we want to know from them is who are the people that are going forth and getting all those wires. He's not the one who's reviewing transcripts. He may be directing people. We don't know. But what we do know is certainly it's his minions, if you will.
His minions. It's his minions. That's what she said. She said it's his minions. So just to make sure, I just want to get the description for this. A follower or underling of a powerful person, especially a surveil or unimportant one. This is what a person is. A follower of an important person. Minions do your biddings. That's what minions are for. They're underlings. They follow orders. That's what a minion is. So she just told you she wants to know who directed it, but she knows already that it would take the president to say yes. It takes him to say yes. He's got to sign off on it. And we know that Obama told his DOJ not to inform the incumbent administration of what they were doing. At that, they knew that the Rustin dossier was actually created by the Clintons. They had knowledge of it already. They already knew.
Who are the people that are going forth and getting all this information. And so what we want to know from them is, what did they do? Why did they do it? And who directed them?
Right. Well, here's what Lindsey Graham has to say on this. Quote, no president is above the law. Both presidents are welcome to come before the committee and share their concerns. It would make for great television. However, I have great doubts about whether it would be wise for the country. Does he have a point?
Well, he made a
Now, that's his indirect way of saying, if we blow this whole shit up in front of all these people, it's going to fuck it up for everybody. Don't do that. It's going to fuck it up for everybody. I cannot imagine someone having or asking the president to come up to testify before he can just invoke executive privilege. But what the fuck was going on when they was hammering for fucking Trump? What was going on then? At least Donald Trump said, I'll answer everything in written form. They said, though, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not needed. You need to have him here. Barack Obama isn't offering you anything. Nothing. Fucking Joe Biden forgot last time he was on television. You gotta be kidding me. This is the reason why I don't recommend all of Fox. No. I don't recommend them. I don't recommend this show I'm watching behind me. Because it's clear as day, I'm going in and I'm just breaking shit down. But you know what? In all fairness, I'm going to allow this to go, and I'm going to let's see if any one of them asks any of these follow-up questions that I clearly stated.
Political point, I think legally speaking, President Obama can be subpoenaed. He's no longer subject to any of the same constitutional issues that might arise trying to subpoena a sitting president, although I think there may very well be a constitutional issue there, regardless of whether the president is sitting or not. But in this case, I think President Obama won't be subpoenaed. I don't think Lindsey Graham will do it, and I don't think President Obama would agree to come. I think they would fight a subpoena. I think what's more likely is the committee would send President Obama questions based upon all the other testimony that they get, and then based upon his answers, make a decision as to what to do. That's what I would do if it was me.
Is this too political?
That's smart.
I mean, this seems like it's gotten very political.
Well, it is political. That's the problem. I mean, all the people that are howling for Flynn's blood right now in the case are the same people who want us to empty the jails of criminals. And all the people who don't want Obama to testify are the same people who wanted Trump hauled in before Mueller's committee and hauled in before the Senate. So you're right that it's very political. And I just think that as a country, what message are we sending other countries if we're trying to haul duly elected presidents before co-equal branches of government? I'm troubled by that.
Let's take a look at a number of things here. Let's start with this. An Obama tweet seemingly in response. This was posted yesterday, and it simply says, vote. That's interesting. Let's take a look at some Obama officials named in the Flynn unmasking. That includes the former Vice President Joe Biden, James Comey, former CIA Director John Brennan, former DNI James Clapper, and former UN Ambassador Samantha Power. You can see there Dennis McDonough also on that list. Let's take a listen to what a couple of them have to say.
To try to besmirch the reputations of a lot of people within the Obama administration who were carrying out their responsibilities.
What do you think of all that?
Well, it is very troubling to me and potentially criminal that you have people inside the Obama administration, especially the political appointees like Dennis McDonough, who are unmasking Flynn's identity. The most critical point to me is when it happened, and the fact that it happened starting on Election Day and moving forward and long before he had a phone call with Russian Ambassador Kislyak. What was the collection there? What was the tool being used? Why were they unmasking an opposition party's incoming national security advisor? That looks nakedly political, very partisan, and it looks corrupt and really troubling. I'd like to know what the Democrats would think if the same thing had happened to an incoming Hillary Clinton national security advisor by an outgoing Republican administration. They would be howling mad.
And then sending it all to...
It'll be worse. If that happened to Barack Obama, and it came from the Bush's administration, oh, fucking forget about it. Well, maybe we wouldn't have heard shit because they both still play for the same team. If Trump was the president before Barack Obama.
Joining me now is Congressman Jim Jordan, ranking member.
And he did that to Barack Obama. It would be the end of the fucking world. Forget about it. Fucking forget about it. Barack Obama is no longer the president. Now, he may still have some executive privilege, but all in all, if all roads lead to Obama, because it does, it already does, it leads to Joe Biden. And in all regards, anyone with any fucking sense in the world knows that if Joe Biden knows what's going on, and Joe Biden asks for the unmasking. Obama knows too. And the reason why they was asking for the unmasking of Flynn before the phone call with the Russian was because Flint got dirt on Obama and them. He wanted him fired before from his administration because Flint said, "I'm not selling out with you motherfuckers. You are wilding." Oh my God. He walked in the room. Let me tell you something. He walked in the room, and when he was walking in the room, he didn't expect this. When he walked in the room, literally, it was motherfucking monkeys on the chandeliers. There were muscular men butt fucking. There was Obama over there smoking a cigar with his sleeves rolled up, playing pool. There was Joe Biden sitting over there eating pudding. You had George Soros sitting down in a rocking chair, fat as hell, laughing, while his son sat by him and wiped his forehead full of sweat. And he walked in the room and he seen this shit and he's, what the fuck? And Obama was like, "Come on in. We want to talk to you. Come on in." And he closed the door and said, "No, motherfucker." He closed the door. Boom. Closed the door on him. Barack, he just ran to the door. He opened the door. He said, "Flynn, what's the matter? You're not going to come in here. You're not coming in." I said, "No. It's your gay ass." And I'm telling everybody about the sick shit that's going on behind these curtains. You guys sit here and you play the biggest kumbaya mind fuck in fucking human history. I'm sitting here screaming, "China, China, China, China." And you working with these sons of bitches to poison Americans. See what I done found out? You talking about Russia, Russia, Russia. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers don't got shit. You turn around and sell them my fucking 20% of our uranium? 20%? You allowed it to happen? Oh, no. No, see? I'm telling Trump all this shit. I'm dropping a dime on all you motherfuckers. Somebody's going to jail. And somebody's going to jail. So Barack looked at him. Barack was like, "Fuck you. I'm going to set you up." And that's exactly what happened. This is all in entertainment. Of course, this is fiction. I don't know. He walked in the room and Barack was jerking off a fucking elephant for all I know. I don't know what the fuck was going on. All I know is it's clear he walked into some information that was troubling. And he wasn't going to play in the good boys club. And for you guys out there that you don't respect law enforcement or you don't really care, all right, this guy's not a cop. He's a fucking general. He's an army war hero. All right. So if these people, if the New World Order, if the deep state can go after this guy and set him up, it'd be way easier to set you up. You should be happy that this is out and this shit is being exposed because your dumb ass might have a chance not to get clipped for speaking out and saying the truth moving forward. And it's brave men like this that would have sacrificed his freedom had not God been involved. Had not God been involved. It's brave men like this who would have sacrificed their freedom and fell on the sword, and you'd still be victim to what the FBI do to poor folks every single day. You can't expect change in our communities if you don't champion the shit that's right. And don't hate on this dude because the news is telling you that he's white. The news is a bunch of gay cocksuckers. Period. You don't see the CNN promoting any straight, strong black men on there. Think about it. How many? And as soon as Van Jones worked on prison reform, they started to shush the shit out of Milk Dud. It was over. He got shushed. Before that, all you heard about was fucking Van Jones. As soon as he worked beside Donald Trump, it was over. And now he got to come in and chime in and say dumb shit. But he was one of the people who was caught on a hot mic saying that Russia stuff. That's a nothing burger. Because they all fucking knew. They took millions of your dollars, whether you know it or not. Folks out there, poor folks out there, whether you know it or not. Every time you go to the store, there's a sale tax on every item that you purchase. So an item may say $150 on it, but there's a sales tax. There will be a sales tax on almost everything that you purchase. And that sales tax, that your taxes, when you decide to enlist and sign up to pay the illegal federal income tax, all your tax money from everything that you do is being taken and given away for dumb shit. They spent tens of millions of dollars on this investigation knowing that it was fraudulent, and they only did it to protect the people that started the investigation in the first place. Period. The people that wanted protection in the first place had a lot of corruption that they wanted to cover up. And in order to do it, they had to set up the incoming president because he was not playing by their rules. And he does not belong to their club. When you ask me about the New World Order, Illuminati, Deep State, and I inform you that Donald Trump's not involved, and you ask me, how am I sure? I think to myself, how idiotic you truly must be. Because if he was, you would literally see the media praising everything that he does. Simple. The media will, they've always been the tool used. Everyone poor knows that already. Here it is, you have a man that has an extremely beautiful wife, charming children. He's a fucking billionaire. He's charming. He's extremely successful. He's charismatic. He's cool with all the fucking rappers. Like, he was the first fucking official white guy that was black. He was before they was calling Bill Clinton the first black president. They was calling Donald Trump black. They was calling Donald Trump that dude. Donald Trump had soul. You seen him around every fucking body who was black. Who the fuck was championing Mike Tyson? When they was calling Mike Tyson a rapist, who the fuck said Mike Tyson's not a rapist? Donald Trump. Who the fuck gave Mike Tyson his start in licensing and boxing because Vegas wouldn't license him because he was too young? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump never had a bias because of persons of color or interest, because money come from all hands. And you could never be successful in business if people felt like you had a bias towards them. He gave a fuck about color. He understood that everybody had the potential to be great, and he was just trying to be the best that he could be. They would have put him up to be the American dream. He literally had 60 million people go out and vote for him. And not all in one city where there's 14 million people, or all in one state where there's 30 million people. We're talking about all over the country. That's the difference between you people talking about a popular vote and an actual vote counted. Because what you don't understand is that every state has a voice as well. So no matter how many people in New York vote, if you outvote us in red, you only get your state. That's it. That's how it's supposed to work. So for the dummies that think that because there's more you hear that you're going to achieve, you're not. Stupid. You're not. You will not. And more Americans are going to come out now and vote, and they're going to vote for Donald Trump because more Americans see what's going on. Let's see if we can get some news out of this.
Of the House Oversight Committee, Congressman, since the media are not going to search for new leads, it's left to folks like you, okay? One of the facts missing thus far is what did the...
To everybody on YouTube, you guys need to go to YouTube right now. Type in the New Right Party channel. You guys are missing a set. You guys are watching the green screen, and you don't need to be in here. Go to YouTube right now. Go to YouTube. Be able to watch what comes up. Be able to enjoy yourself. Put your feet up. It's okay. You don't need to be in Instagram. And when it ends on Instagram, I'll still be live on YouTube. All right. Let's go to this monitor. Let's go back.
Actual requests for unmasking say, because unmasking is not illegal, and these people have the authority to do that. But what did the requests for unmasking actually say by all those individuals who filed them against Flynn?
Yeah, what was their reason and why so many people and why all in this interesting time? And as you just pointed out, Laura, the media was cheerleaders for this entire effort, and their cheerleading took place.
Even Laura Ingham tried to start it. That's why I watched Laura Ingham.
Congressman Jim Jordan, ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, since the media are not going to search for new leads, it's left to folks like you, okay? One of the facts missing thus far is what did the actual requests for unmasking say? Because unmasking is not illegal, and these people have the authority to do that. But what did the request for unmasking actually say by all those individuals who filed them against Flynn?
Yeah, what was their reason and why so many people and why all in this interesting time? And as you just pointed out, Laura, the media was cheerleaders for this entire effort, and their cheerleading took place at interesting times as well. Think about January of 2017 during the transition. On the 4th of January,
It is illegal to unmask Flynn. It's illegal to unmask Flynn knowing, it's illegal to unmask Flynn with the purpose of knowingly leaking the information. It's a felony.
You got Peter Strzok telling the agents, hey, don't drop the case against Flynn. Keep it up. Comey told me to. Told me to tell you to keep pursuing Mike Flynn. The next day, Comey meets with President Obama in the Oval Office and talks about Mike Flynn. January 6th, Comey goes up to New York and briefs President Trump on the dossier he already knows is false, misleading, and paid for by the Clinton campaign, and yet briefs him. And then that leaks, the dossier, the fact that he had that conversation, and then the leak you pointed out, January 12th, David Ignatius' story leaks, and then what do they do on the 24th of January? Jim Comey sends 2 agents, sneaks them into the White House to set up Michael Flynn. That Ignatius story helped all that play out. So they're cheerleaders, not just in a general sense for the left and for the Democrats. They're cheerleaders at interesting times in the sequence of events. So those are the kind of things we need to get answers to.
Yeah, well, and as someone said earlier today, I can't remember what I was watching, but it was like the journalists become participants in the ongoing saga to try to kneecap Trump or take out one of his top people to then kneecap Trump. So they become participants rather than curious, aggressive journalists who say, well, why is that being leaked to me? Maybe there's a deeper story here. What's your motivation in leaking to me?
Gowdy explains which part of Flynn's unmasking is a felony. When former Congressman Trey Gowdy saw the list of former Obama administration officials behind the unmasking of General Flynn, the first thing he did is call Representative Devin Nunes. The release document, he told Fox, Bill Hammers, validates what Devin said and did in early 2017. Unmasking names without sufficient factual legal. I'm trying to get to actually what he said is a felony. It's an abuse of power. But the leaking of that mass name and the dissemination of the name to the media is actually a felony. But the leaking of that mass name and the dissemination of that name to the media is an actual felony. And if the purposes for unmasking is to leak it to the media, it's a felony. And all of these individuals are somehow involved in an illegal investigation into Donald Trump. You don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist to pull this off. We're not talking about the legal predicate is a serious abuse of power. We're not talking about abuse of power. We're talking about, but the leaking of that mass name and the dissemination of the name to the media is actually a felony. But also, knowingly unmasking a name in order to leak it to the media is a felony. The thing is, finding out who leaked it to the media, and we already know who did. We know who did. But it'll come out. But for right now, let me just do this.
Fox from my remote location. Joe and Kelsey, good morning.
I like Fox and Friends.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for giving away my undisclosed location, Steve. Appreciate it.
Okay, I've got Wikipedia. I know where you live. Kelsey, let's start with this. Why has there been such limited coverage of the Flynn unmasking when this is what the President of the United States has referred to as the biggest political scandal in the history of the United States of America?
Well, the media is suddenly claiming that it's impossible to cover two stories at one time. Of course they can and should.
Bullshit! That's bullshit! This is the thing they want you to have, a one-track mind. If these motherfuckers can go after a fucking war hero, a fucking 5-star general, to set him up, what the fuck you think the regular folks like you and me do? Super punishment. Shut the fuck up. Bye-bye, motherfucker. Kiss the babies. See them behind the glass. Hands on it. Print, I miss you. You gonna get that shit. You think they gonna say it'll be an abuse of power? You think they gonna lock your ass up? They literally tried to lock Donald Trump's kids up. They tried to call his fucking kids Russian assets. Do you know what happens to fucking double agents? Do you know what we do to those people? They die. They tried to lie and impeach the motherfucker on treason. They lied. And they took our coin and got paid to hold bullshit ass meetings. They went and they ate in fancy ass fucking restaurants when they was done. And these bullshit ass hearings. And these elaborate ass halls wearing these expensive ass fucking garments on our fucking dime. On our fucking dime. All the while protecting the little evil motherfucking sons of bitches that did the investigation in the first place. Millions and tens of millions of dollars spent so we can protect Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, the whore, stupid whore. Also, we can protect Comey, dick in the booty, the corrupt motherfuckers. Moving forward, if they're not arrested, there will not be a single fucking case in this country that the FBI will be able to take to a fucking conservative court. So black folks, you know what you don't know that just happened just now? This was a get out of jail free fucking card. I hope if you're smart enough, you are a fucking Trump supporter. Because if they lock your ass up and you go to trial, the first thing you need to say is, they locked up General Flynn for no fucking reason. And here I am. This is your testimony, all right? Next time the FBI lock your black ass up for no reason, black folks, are they trying to give you 10 years for 2 grams of fucking cocaine, and you know to God 2 grams of cocaine? Do you know that's like the size of a Cheerio or some shit like that? They handing out motherfuckers 10 years for dumb shit like that. Thank God Trump changed it and gave prison reform, because if not, Big Meech and them wouldn't be coming home. We went from 2036 to 2026 because of Trump's prison reform. But anyway, let me get back to entertaining you motherfuckers. So if you understand, you say FBI, because you know the FBI, they go after conservative individuals. That's why the jury is almost always white. They go after conservative Christians. So they can paint this picture of you being this horrible person and this, and all this crazy shit. And these people are looking like, oh my God, people are in the jury box holding their bag, clutching their bag like, what the fuck kind of person is the... And they're believing the prosecutor because the prosecutor's sitting there like, we tell the truth. We're honest. We're the FBI. We was started by a cross-dressing man named J. Edgar Hoover. And not only did he go in and frame innocent black folks and have them killed like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and tons of Black Panthers, but he also was part of KKK's assassination and the covering up of it. You know, that cross-dressing son of a bitch, that one. We're proud protective servants of that guy. They don't come out and say that. They come out and say, we're the FBI. We're the guys in suits. We have a lot of money. We have enough money to present this guy as a liar. We have experts and technicians and laboratories and vials and shit like that. We have stacks of fucking paperwork. Stacks like this, envelopes. And we have little dumb motherfuckers that walk around and carry it. And they have to carry it on their breasts or push it on carts. We walk around and we say we're right. And then we leverage people. And we tell people if they don't fucking cop out and plead, we're going to lock up their grandmother and throw their old ass granny in prison. Let us stick some summer sausage in that pussy, see if she likes it. Then we'll go after her and we'll tell them, oh, you don't want to go to jail? You don't want to go to jail? We will go after your baby mother. She didn't have anything to do with it, so what? We will lock that bitch up for being a bad mother. What did she do? What the fuck did she... I'll make it up, nigger. You stupid? Are you stupid? And this is how they treat white folks. Nobody gives a fuck about your trailer trash! Shut up! You fucking look like meth. I have never done meth in my life. Shut the fuck up! You look like it. You hang with Billy. You hang with Bobby. And Bobby knows Cindy does meth down there at the bar. This is a fucking conspiracy. All you motherfuckers going to jail. Oh my God, I haven't done... Shut the fuck up! Plead out right now that this 3 years of conspiracy and knowledge. I haven't even done anything. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up! Going to jail. Going to jail. That's it. Fuck. And then they wife be holding them down and shit. Sending them fucking Polaroid pictures and shit in they bra and panties and shit like, I miss you! They be on the visits. I used to go on the visits. I used to see them on the visits. I see all the Spanish guys getting visits. I didn't see a lot of black men getting visits. I didn't see a lot of black men getting visits. I was probably like one of the only black men. Maybe a few black men got visits, but black men don't be getting visits like that. So, to you guys out there, you are seriously having sex with a lot of wrong women. I'm just letting you know. So either that or your pipe game is not strong. But anyway, if you're on stand, this is what you need to do. You need to say, FBI, these are the same people that set up General Flint. And make sure you know his name, jackass. Okay? Because I hate people saying Flint. This is not a lighter, you asshole. He's Flynn. You got to be like, they set up General Flynn. I'm just a poor, helpless, black conservative. And the only thing that this is about is the assassination of my character because I choose to support Donald Trump. And this is yet again the FBI's attempt to take down our great president. And the jury's going to look at you and the jury's going to say, you know what? He's right. They did lie on Michael Flynn. Hell, the judge even tried to keep the lie up. The judge tried to keep the lie up. Fuck it, make him innocent. And one guy's going to say, he's guilty. He killed that person. They found the finger in his pocket. I don't give a shit. This isn't about the finger. This is about freedom. And until they change that shit, no one's guilty. And that's it. This is how it works. Boom. That's it. This is how it works. That's how it works. You're off now. Every juror go forward and they're gonna say, see, this is an FBI jury request, and they want me to go, and I pray to the blood of Christ because Lord knows I'm gonna go, and they finna try to railroad somebody, and they think they're gonna use my core conservative values to go and railroad this person, knowing that J. Edgar Hoover was a cross-dresser and General Flynn was set up by the FBI. See, and if they can do that to him, they sure as hell can get away with putting my ass in a blender and selling my fucking parts and fucking sales to Big Pharma. No fucking problem. So I'm not, no, you know what? Let me go. Will I allow him to go? Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, no, you mean free. No, I'm gonna let him, no, I'm gonna represent the law. And then in the back of my mind, I don't give a fuck what he did. Anything short of some child molestation shit and eating people, this motherfucker's going free. And I'm going in there and I'm sitting down with my coffee while all the other jurors are sitting there. Taking my donut, I'm gonna go right in the coffee, I'm gonna go. I don't know about y'all, but I came here to do God's work. And the FBI set up General Flynn. Whoever the fuck this is, if he ain't eat some people and chop a whole bunch of people up, if he ain't do some harmful shit to a woman, if he ain't do some shit to some babies or some shit like that, he going free. And if y'all don't like me, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not letting these criminals continue this shit. And anyone that would work for the FBI and anyone that would work for the FBI and say that they believe in justice and they value the core values of the FBI, if they themselves are not advocating for the arrest of these individuals and they themselves are complacent. So I would just be sitting there like, and that prosecutor, he ain't say shit about General Flynn. Every black juror gonna sit there and they're gonna be like, you know what? Because you know there's gotta be some fat black sister in there. She gonna be like, you know what? You absolutely right. Fuck that. He going free. And then next thing you know, it's gonna be some white liberal sitting there with her hair in a ponytail. And first she was saying no, then she's gonna look at the black girl and she's gonna be like, if I don't go with her, I'm gonna be racist, so I gotta be cool. Yeah. Yeah. And the next you know, everybody at the table is gonna go. Because then the guy that was sitting next to her, that I was thinking about getting a blowjob from her, he's gonna be sitting there, he's gonna be thinking, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let him go. What are you doing after this? She's gonna look at him like, oh my God. Actually, I was doing nothing, because you know how liberal bitches do. They just give it up. Let's get back to this.
Be covering any and all coronavirus news, but they also should be covering the unmasking scandal of Michael Flynn after spending 3 years reporting on this day in and day out, sending us breaking news alerts, having Adam Schiff on TV every day who was promising that there was evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. It's completely hypocritical.
Yo, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, this may sound fucked up. You need all of your toes. All of your toes. Bless you. You need all of your toes. All of them. I would chop off my middle toe to be able to see General Flynn get in a one-on-one fight with James Comey. Because I know in my heart he would fuck up James Comey. You can just look at James Comey and you can tell that he's never actually been in a physical altercation in his life. He's usually been the tall guy that's just been too tall to even really much dislike and or like. But for him to be a politician and be a head of the FBI, it's clear that he lacked any true athletic ability. The guy's tall as fuck. And with any kind of athletic ability, he could have been an NBA player and he could have been famous for that. But instead, he's a famous fucking rat who clearly didn't deserve the position that he had and took it only because he could be controlled and he would manipulate others while he was being controlled. For someone to have that much power, the power to actually go in, because J. Edgar Hoover, even though he was a racist, lying son of a bitch, even though he was, and even though he set up all those black folks, this motherfucker set up presidents too. The one thing about that cross-dressing piece of shit was that son of a bitch had no fear in terms of who the fuck he set up. He was just clearly outright crooked. These sons of bitches have the ability to actually go in and fix the problems that we have, but instead they all join in. This is the same mentality that the dumbasses in the NBA hold on to. People are paying to watch you play basketball, and you would allow this organization to hold you back, hold your image back, and when you all have enough money to stop playing for them at the end of the year, and you can start your own organization and you can run things for yourself. Because this isn't about black folks trying to have shit for black folks. Because if they cared, they would have done that shit a long time ago. It's not about that. This shit is about good and evil. That's it. Everything that's happening in front of you, the media that's trying to hide the fact that they've been lying to you, or they're all trying to hide the fact that they lied to you because they don't want you to go outside and start whooping their ass. When you think about the money, the tens of millions of dollars, that alone, that if it could have just helped one person, how many people do you know that's suffering right now? How many people do you know right now that's out of work that could use money? How many people you know that have children that are special needs, and you see them suffering? You see them pushing them, holding them, lifting them. You see them going through different hospital visits and everything for them. You see kids dying because they can't get medication in this country. You see senior citizens dying because they can't get medication in this country. And we didn't even drop a fucking lottery to give $1 million of support to maybe 10 people in this country. Instead, they spend tens of millions of dollars just to get on television and make lies up about the president. They got you upset at them. They got you calling them racist. They got you saying all type of shit at them. And now that you see it, I wonder how fucking mad are you really? Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to admit when you're wrong. And it's okay to admit when you're wrong. So as long as you change the shit so you can be right. Because ultimately, that's what you want to be anyway. You want to be on the side of righteousness. Unless you one of these fucking white liberals who have been getting paid off your suffering. Or one of these fucking white rhinos, Republicans in name only, who are getting paid off your suffering. And it doesn't boil down to people in particular color or races. It boils down to you not being a part of their fucking plan. You're expendable. Doesn't matter. The color don't matter. It just so happened that it's less of you because they target your ass first. That's true. But they still need your ass around because they need your genes in order to create all of these bullshit vaccines, and even the ones that do work. They need your genes. They need your genes. Period. Or they would not be in a sordid effort to abort those fucking kids. They're going after you specifically for a reason. You're not going to just die off. They want to control the population. Every fucking body. You think Wonder Bread says blacks on it? Or blacks only on it? People go and pick up Wonder Bread every day. People of every fucking color. That shit is poison, in my opinion. Full of fucking chemicals you can't even pronounce. Full of chemicals you can't pronounce. But if I go get a loaf of bread right now, I'll be able to tell you what the fuck the ingredients are in it. When I buy bread, that shit go bad in 3 days. Can't keep it up there for a week. The news lying to you. Obama was sent to mindfuck you. If you want to protect him because he's half black and somehow you think that it protects you, you're wrong. He don't give a fuck about you. At all, period. There is nothing about that legacy that tells you it transformed black America for the better. And there is no black American, even those that are on the Obama side, that will give you an actual argument or fact about his presidency and pertaining to the positive transformation of black America. Him giving you hope means absolutely nothing. I hope it don't fucking rain today. It would be nice to be able to ride the motorcycle. But what the fuck is that gonna get me? Nothing. Because if it rains, I'm wet. Can't trust the news. They don't know what the fuck the weather's going to be in the first place. So you can hope and still get wet. Black folks are upset. They angry. Black folks want someone to blame. And the news has been mind fucking people. I had someone on Twitter tell me it's not illegal. What they did wasn't illegal. No. The unmasking of General Flynn was for the purposes of leaking the information. Period. That's it. Period. Leaking that phone call is a felony. Everyone involved in it committed felonies because, see, the felonies also is the conspiracy. The conspiracy to hide, to cover up. Knowing that if you're involved in this group of individuals and you've asked for unmasking and you know specifically that one person, one of these individuals specifically leaked this information to the news and you didn't say anything, that's also a crime. It's conspiracy. Conspiracy to aid in the bed of felony. It's just too much here. 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 When you hear people tell you that it's an abuse of power, that's bullshit. Lindsey Graham is towing the line. Lindsey Graham is a part of that club, and he's been towing the line since the very beginning. He was saying, now I think the Mueller investigation is valid. We need to let Mueller do his investigation. We need to allow Mueller to do it. I am not against Mueller's investigation. It should be happening. From the very beginning, he should have said that fucking dossier is preposterous. It's preposterous. We're the United States government. You mean to tell me we can't find these bitches that supposedly pissed on him? We can't find none of these individuals? No? And then when we get the creator of the fucking dossier to come to the Senate and to the House, he says he don't know if it's true or not. No, there's no Mueller investigation. Right then and there it stops. The guy who fucking came and made this shit said he doesn't know if it's real or not. The buck stops there. Because you see how he wants to stop this president, well, former president, from going before the House. He's saying that he doesn't think it's good for the country. But it was okay for them to bombard Trump. They wanted Trump in front of the House. They wanted to impeach him because he didn't want to go in front of the fucking House. He said, I'll send written answers. They try to say it was obstruction. But no one's saying shit about Obama. I don't give a fuck about color, man. I'm not selling my soul for fucking nobody. And I'm not letting nobody run me for shit. Fuck out of here. That shit makes absolutely no sense. You mean to tell me right now is your time in history to stand up, be a part of the right thing, and fight for freedom, and you still gonna stand on the side of a fucking devil? Because he may be the same shade or close to a shade as you? When he playing golf, he don't give a fuck about no niggas in the projects. He don't care about the kids in the projects killing themselves because they making poor choices and poor decisions and they aren't giving actual male role models to stand up to because the Democrats ran in, put in a bunch of fucking lesbians and all type of fucking fuck shit in front of their face, confusing the fucking kids. They don't have any strong leaders there. Let's play another fucking round. I got another fucking 18 in me. Meanwhile, kids in Chicago are feeling fucking left out because their daddies ain't there. Huh? Do you know when I was born in 82? When I was coming up, every day I woke up proud to be black. There was never a moment in my development as a child growing up between that I can remember from, and I can remember pretty much everything since I was 3 years old. One day I'll have my mom on the show again and she'll tell you. But literally, I can't remember anything from kindergarten up until the fourth grade. The fourth grade is when I first realized what liberal bitches are about. But when I was young, the teachers was pro-black. In my community, we had Black Solidarity Day. You may not know what that is, but we even had a song. And not only did we sing it, but every child in the district sung the song for Black Solidarity Day. And it was Friday. And on Fridays, we also learned different African, I can't say languages, but just phrases. And it made you proud to be black. They had songs, Jambo, 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 Sana, Jambo. Hello, 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 Swahili, hello. And I can remember that, and that is from my first grade class. I can remember the song, Black Solidarity Day. Hey, we're on our way to community. You understand? We're black, we're proud, we're beautiful, we're special people that helps to lead them like Martin Luther King. It helps us to sing about Black Solidarity Day. Like, we cared about being citizens. We were taught young to care about our communities, to care about our representations of ourselves. And then somehow, I remember a little exchange where the Board of Education was changed and became fully implicated and in effect by Jimmy Carter's administration. And then the mass scaling of curriculum started and the mind fucking began. And then I remember Going to a school early in the morning where we had Black Solidarity Day and we had to say our times tables, and the only thing we did now was say our times tables. We no longer have Black Solidarity Day. I remember having a teacher named Misty Loach, who was a black woman, who was probably the most racist piece of shit that I can remember, because she, sure enough, didn't care about black folks. She used to say all the time, most of you black niggas in here are gonna die. And believe you me, being a third grader, hearing this bitch say this shit, I cut class for a whole month. At the end of the school year, the last marking period, I did not go in her class at all. I went into school and hung around the whole entire school, snuck around the kitchen, ate cookies when I wasn't supposed to. I promise you. It's all school, it's all public record. It's all, so I'm not lying about anything. All that shit is public record. I literally, the last month of school, I literally was in the school and cut her class every day. I forged my mother's name on papers about me being suspended just so I didn't have to go to her class, because this bitch used to say the craziest shit to me. I remember one time a girl said she had to pee and she made the girl sit in class and pee on herself. Fucking horrible. Because once the Board of Education kicked in, the requirements of what teachers were supposed to do changed. And the only thing they cared about was that you memorize what the fuck was in that book. They didn't instill pride in you. They didn't instill love in you. Currently, right now, we are all I am the generation that it actually kicked in on. So the generation now that we are raising, that my era is raising, is the children that will come out to be those that will have no pride whatsoever and just will have nothing but blind fucking hatred existing in their hearts. None of them had any kind of teaching or training in how important it is to provide for your community. Most of them will talk about black pride and being woke and caring about black people, but most of them do not go outside their homes to do anything that in particular helps or benefits anyone black. There are tons of conservatives that talk a whole bunch of shit. They say shit about the community. They say about poverty. They say about mother's home, but they don't go in the community to actually help any one of these fucking people. That's the difference between me and other motherfuckers. I'm not doing that. And I'm not going to be a part of anything that does that shit. I refuse to. I refuse to tell you there's a problem and not offer you a solution. And I refuse to offer you a solution and not be willing to work right there next to you, hand in the shit to see it through. Because then it makes no sense. I'm not a dictator. I'm not going to sit up on anything and be like, do this or do that or do this. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. I'm a leader. And leaders do this shit by example. That's how that shit works. A boss can tell you to do something and give you an order. And I told you, I don't have a boss. Even the show's producer's not a boss of mine. I may hear what the topics could be about, but if I don't choose to do it, I may not do it. That's my privilege. Someone else can have the job. That's it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it my way. It's got to be done my way. Too many people are folding in the option of they're too big or they're too strong. No, dummy. Use your voice, say something. If you use your voice and you say something, you don't realize. You got 13,000 followers or 1,000 followers. You still got 1,000 people that are agreeing with you and listening to you. You still got 10,000 people that's still agreeing with you and listening to you. And I'm not telling you to go tell them to go outside and bust heads open. But if you get them all to share what you're saying and you're sharing what they're saying, that shit can only grow. It can't keep you silenced forever. It's impossible. And when you allow it to become mainstream, it will be too difficult for these people to actually put a stop and silence on it. The news media is running around trying to make it seem like everything that they did was perfectly legal. And the reason why the liberal news media is saying that is because the liberal news media is part of the deep state. That's it.
It shows the deeper agenda going on here, and I can't help but point out the Washington Post and the New York Times won Pulitzer Prizes for their coverage, their quote, deeply sourced and relentless coverage of the Trump-Russia collusion conspiracy theory. I'll give them that they covered it relentlessly, but it was not deeply sourced. We now know the source of that intelligence was an illegal leak to the Washington Post, and now they conveniently don't want to cover the real scandal that it appears we're learning about involving the Obama administration.
All right. And of course, the president has made it very clear those people should give their awards back, he says. But since you brought up the fact, Kelsey, that for 3 years we heard the drumbeat of Russia collusion, Adam Schiff says he's got evidence of it. And yet it has now been proven, according to interviews with every official in the administration, they couldn't find any of that stuff. Nonetheless, the media has been touting this. Joe, I'm going to play this and then get your reaction after this.
We do know this. The Russians offered help. The campaign accepted help.
Adam Schiff, the top Democrat, saying there is significant evidence of collusion.
One of the things we heard from Adam Schiff.
We just heard it from Adam Schiff.
We heard from Adam Schiff.
We heard from Adam Schiff. The top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee is warning today that there is already evidence that the Trump campaign colluded with Russia.
And Joe, Concha, the problem is because those networks
and it's not against the law for Adam dipshit to do what he just did. It's not against the law for him to do that. But I'll make it my business to continuously submit legislation that would suggest that if someone elected in the House or in the Senate does, I'm going to call it Schiff's Law, does what Adam Schiff has done, they will have to step down and they will have to remove themselves from office. Not only will they have to give a public statement, because the thing is, it's not one person that said it. Like, he lied. He blatantly lied, and he blatantly knew he lied. And he came out that he lied. And when this happens, if it happens again, the person that is elected should not continue to serve the American people. He just shouldn't. He just shouldn't serve the American people. He's a criminal, and he was a part of the deep state cover-up in order to set up Donald Trump and set up his children and set up his family. This is the thing you don't understand, y'all. Man, I don't give a fuck about color. I've been to prison. It's nothing nice about that shit. It's not cool to be locked up and away from your fucking family. And it's definitely not cool for someone to try to set you up so you can remain locked up and away from your family. It's fucked up. It's really, really, really fucked up. Horrible. Nothing cool about it. There's nothing cool about it. He was going to lock up his kids. Donald Trump Jr. got children. So if they would have lied and got them convicted, what do you think about his children? Now, what about you? See, because if you don't like these people because they still white and they got money, and you saying so what because you want to remain in your ignorance. So what about you? What if they do it to you? See, the thing you don't understand is that if they can do this to someone with that much power, money, and influence, you, the person that even has all that hate and ignorance in your fucking heart, they'll do you some kind of fucking dirty. And then there'll be absolutely nothing you can do about it. There'll be nothing you can do about it because the media will just portray you as a criminal, and people will believe them. People will believe them. People can make up stories about you and people will believe them. They went after this dude's family. They went after his kids. You don't play with people's kids, man. The one thing If I was him setting me up, I'd be pissed off. I still would be going after them. But the simple fact that they involved the kids, you literally had people on Donald Trump's kids page telling them, I hope you die, your father's a traitor. You literally had them saying it. I hope you die, your father's a traitor. You literally had people saying that shit. I hope your father dies. You had fucking celebrities and shit suggesting that he should die for treason. You had people saying all of this shit about this man because he wants to save the country. And notice the people that were saying this shit were always, almost always in cases, sick motherfuckers that's involved in some pedo ring, some sick, twisted, satanic bullshit, or in government and involved with the people that was chilling with the sick motherfuckers in entertainment and all that other shit. Barack Obama was the president of the free fucking world. You don't think that he knew Jeff Epstein? Fuck is this hermaphrodite's name? The fucking film producer. Damn. See, they didn't even say his name enough for me to have it memorized the way I'm supposed to. The hermaphrodite film producer, Weinstein. You didn't think that he knew who Weinstein was? You don't think Oprah knew who he was? Yet Obama would send his supposed daughter to go intern for him. Now Obama's concerned with Netflix and worrying about sending out bullshit information. I hope if you do have Netflix, none of you are paying for it. I hope that you're using another way to actually watch the shows you want. And I hope that if you do watch Netflix, you stay away from anything that's social justice warrior in nature. Because I can promise you right now, I'm not for it. I don't want to see any race baiting bullshit. I'm tired. I don't want to see no bullshit. Let me pick this show back up. Let me see. It says I got another show coming up. Let me not schedule anything. There you go. I'll fix this. Insane. Everyone out there that has a small business, they say 100,000 small businesses will not bounce back and recover from this. And you could thank the Democrats because all of this was set up. Bill Gates, Obama, all of these people have paid for all of this to happen. They're trying to destroy this economy in this country to force it into a global collapse so they can create a global world government. They're trying to put in the final steps and they're trying to work in the final stages. And instead of it happening, Donald Trump stepped in. And this whole thing is something that if you've been worried about what the future will look like, if you've been worried about it, now assuming that BAR and the DOJ does the appropriate thing, then the future will look the brightest that this country has ever been. You will never see more pride in this country than you will see if the truth is actually put out there and people actually go to jail and we see people like Barack Obama punished. People like Joe Biden punished. Because black folks are not going to go vote for Joe Biden no matter who come out that's black, that's popular, and they say vote for him because black folks already know Joe Biden racist and did that crime bill. So nobody black going to go out and vote for him. So black folks would love to see you lock up Joe Biden. They would love to see you lock up Hunter Biden. And it would be the greatest form of poetic justice that black folks could have ever had and or received. If you lock up Barack Obama and you tell the truth, you come out and you tell the truth about the secret society and the secret cabal of individuals that have been plotting to take over the country, and that you've just put a fire out, but you inform the American people that it's not over, that it's not done yet, that we still have, you know, more to put out. And then you continuously go after those that are corrupt, that are not even U.S. citizens, like George Soros, who's wanted in many other countries. You issue a warrant for his arrest here for the involvement and for the illegal tampering in presidential elections and governmental affairs. Because it's clear that George Soros funded Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and every other deep state operative, while holding on to their criminal empire. They've all still worked for people like George Soros and in his interest. I would suggest that his ass need to be locked up too. I would then make a call to our friends in the UK and other places, and I would inform them that today is the day that either they decide they're going to do and follow suit to the pursuit of justice and hold those criminals over there accountable and do so swiftly, or I and other countries that are united will step forward to make it happen. And any country that's involved in this cabal and that refuses to go with the new global alliance, we're gonna have to do something about them. Because we don't want to run your country, but we don't want your country involved in trying to run our country. And we don't want your country involved in illegally trying to have a backdoor and creating a one world government so our country could be enslaved along with the people of your country. We have our own interests to protect. And if stopping you means that much, then that's what's going to have to happen. I do not believe that Vladimir Putin wants to be a part of this agenda. I do not believe it. I believe he wants to expand his power so he cannot be crushed by this agenda. I once believed that was China's goal as well, but now I believe that China wants to actually lead the way in the control and in this movement. Whereas at first, the Avarian Illuminati wanted to have control over it from the city-state of DC. It seems if China is pushing expansion so aggressively, it's only because they want to actually lead the world and taking over. That's why they implemented the facial recognition software out there. That's why they implemented the chipping out there. That's why they took away the citizens' rights out there. That's why all of these things happen out there already. Because it was to show those that are in charge that we've already done it. We've complied. We are years ahead of the U.S. And then you'll have the U.S. people saying that China is getting ahead in technology because they have this and they have that or whatever. No, China is a slave country. They're not ahead in technology. They're using their technology to enslave people. We already have that technology. My phone opens up when I look at it. I don't need no facial recognition to allow me in order to enter the subway. What if I don't want to pay that day? What if I don't got the money to pay that day? But it's an emergency and I need to get on it. I'd rather write an IOU. What if you just got robbed? Right? What if you just got robbed? And, oh yeah, I forgot. You're chipped. You're tagged. You have no anonymity. You cannot be anonymous. There's no anonymity for you. It's over for that. You're tagged. You're chipped like a fucking dog. Like they do a dog. Like they do your cat. Like they do your dog or like they do your cat. This is going to be a long ass show today. I'm
The
here.
reporters were so in on that narrative, Russia collusion. Adam Schiff has evidence. You know, fast forward to today, and it's like, okay, now we know there was no collusion, at least evidence of that was presented to the various committees, and they invested in that story that simply was not true.
You could say, Steve, that Adam Schiff is the Michael Avenatti of lawmakers. In other words, he was on cable news more than any lawmaker in Congress. He got a free stage to say whatever he wanted to, very rarely challenged, and never asked for actual evidence when he said he had evidence. And look, the bottom line is, the old mantra in media is to speak truth to power without fear or favor to party. And I'm not seeing that here, and it's obvious for the reasons why. I see James Clapper on CNN on Wednesday, for instance, and you could field, by the way, an entire baseball team of ex-Obama intelligence officials that now work for CNN, including Andy McCabe, who lied to the FBI and was fired for it, and instead of he being sent off never to be spoken on a national stage again, he gets hired by the network to talk about ethics in law enforcement, which is really quite a remarkable thing. But here's the question that needs to be asked, Steve. Okay, if you're going to say that unmasking is routine, as Clapper said, then why isn't anybody asking, okay, how did it get leaked to the Washington Post exactly? That's sensitive information, because at last check, Steve, that is a felony. And look, James, okay, how did it get leaked to the Washington? Unmasking is routine, as Clapper, Steve. Okay, if you're going to say that unmasking is routine, as Clapper said, then why isn't anybody asking, okay, how did it get leaked to the Washington Post exactly? That's sensitive information, because at last check, Steve, that is a felony. And look, James Comey admitted in open testimony, Senate Intelligence Committee, May 2017, that he leaked to the media. He said he was proud of it because he wanted to prompt a special counsel, Steve. Okay, if you're going to say that unmasking is routine, as Clapper said, then why isn't anybody asking, okay, how did it get leaked to the Washington Post exactly? That's sensitive information, because at last check, Steve, that is a felony. And look, James Comey admitted in open testimony, Senate Intelligence Committee, May 2017, that he leaked to the media. He said he was proud of it because he wanted to prompt a special counsel into the Russia investigation. So this is something that ex-intelligence officials continually did, leaking to the media. And why do you do that? It's to push a narrative, a nefarious one, and it's to take intelligence and use it as a political weapon. And that is something that we should be asking about instead of talking about how this story isn't a story at all. It's a huge story and deserves a heck of a lot more attention than it's getting, Steve.
Well, I was reading this morning, Joe and Kelsey, that during the interview with Clapper over on another network, he was asked if he had leaked, and then mysteriously the video went dead. But then again, when we operate from our living rooms, as we all are right now, sometimes the video is unreliable. So who knows?
Or basements.
All right, Joe and Kelsey, thank you very much for joining us live from your remote location.
Thank you.
Now, our top story tonight, that is the safe reopening of America. Weeks ago, millions of businesses, they had to shut their doors. Millions of Americans stayed at home. Life was seriously altered for everybody in the country. Why? To stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Man, listen, they didn't stop the spread of the coronavirus because more people got it when they stayed at home. So that's bullshit. More people got it when they stayed. All the new cases in New York are people who stayed at home. That's it. That's it. The majority of the new cases are for people who stayed at home. This was a farce to destroy the country. And if they keep it shut down, California, I don't know why you guys are sitting at home. Everybody need to go out and go about their business. And for all the cops that would try their best to enforce tyrannical laws, your brothers and sisters on the force that actually know what the laws are and follow the Constitution need to start holding you accountable. Period. The idea that somehow you staying in the house is the reason why you're safe is absolutely ludicrous. Let me see if I can pull something else before I get up out of here. Try to see if we can get some good news in here. We can talk about but that shit ain't gonna pass. That ludicrous ass bill. Oh yeah, I have to do I'm gonna have to do another show. Because I do have something else to talk about, but I'm gonna make it a whole different show. Let me see. Instagram wants to launch investigation. Man, more months, more time of nothing happening, more short. We need an independent prosecutor to be given all of the facts after the inspector is done, and all of these facts need to be furnished to the inspector. Furnished to the new prosecutor from the inspector. And this independent prosecutor needs to go out and prosecute everyone that's involved. And go after every person that they possibly can go after. That's period. Good morning, Claudia. Shout out to the chat. The chat is beautiful. The chat is popping right now. The chat is popping right now. All right, people. I'm about to get out of here because there's another show I want to set up for. I want to tell you thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay American, and remember, fuck the other side, bitch. We don't care.